Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying that goes, you don't need to announce your progress. Let your results speak for themselves. In today's world, we live in a time where noise is constant. Everywhere we look, there's someone shouting about their latest success, their newest venture, their opinions on how things should be done. But I want to challenge you today. What if the real strength lies in building yourself quietly? You see, too often we're caught up in the desire for instant recognition, the approval of others, or the applause before we've even truly made progress. But I'll tell you this, the most successful individuals, the ones who have made lasting impacts, are often the ones who worked silently behind the scenes, mastering their craft, focusing on growth, and leaving their ego aside. Building yourself quietly means you don't need to shout for attention. You don't need the validation of others to drive you. Instead, it's about dedicating yourself to self-improvement, even when no one is watching. It's about developing discipline, resilience, and a work ethic that doesn't rely on praise. Your growth should be a quiet process, something that happens because you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself, not because you're chasing the world's recognition. When you quietly build yourself, you build something solid, something that lasts. Your results, your actions, and your integrity will do the talking for you in the long run. So let's shift our focus away from the noise of the world and commit ourselves to the quiet, disciplined work that will lay the foundation for real success. You don't need a spotlight to shine. You need quiet confidence, a strong work ethic, and the will to keep going even when the world is distracted by the latest trend. Remember, the best things are built with patience, perseverance, and quiet dedication. The truth is, most people want to be seen. They want their efforts to be recognized, to be praised for what they're doing, and to hear the applause before they've even reached their destination. But here's the thing. Real success doesn't come from being in the spotlight all the time. It comes from the quiet work that's done behind the scenes, where no one is looking. It's the effort that's invested when there's no audience, no cheerleaders, and no immediate rewards. You see, the best results aren't achieved through loud declarations and public display. They're achieved through consistent, focused work, even when it seems like no one is paying attention. The world is full of distractions, of noise and quick fixing. But if you truly want to make a difference, if you want to build something that stands the test of time, you've got to learn to work behind the scenes. This means dedicating yourself to the process, not the praise. It means doing the things that matter, like improving your skills, building your knowledge, and staying disciplined without needing constant affirmation from others. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success should be instant and visible, but real progress happens in the quiet moments. It's in those late nights, those early mornings, and those times when you feel like giving up that you're truly building the foundation for your future. While others may be chasing attention, you'll be quietly putting in the work, and in the end, that's what will set you apart. So don't worry about the noise, don't worry about being noticed right away. Focus on building yourself, on mastering your craft, and on doing the work that others aren't willing to do. Because when the time comes for your results to show, they'll speak for themselves, and they'll speak louder than any applause you could ever receive in the moment. Staying committed is one of the most important disciplines you can develop if you want to achieve lasting success. Commitment is the foundation of any worthwhile goal. It's the decision to keep going when the journey gets tough, when the excitement fades, and when the obstacles seem insurmountable. Anyone can start something, but the ones who truly succeed are the ones who stay committed no matter what. You see, success isn't about making a one-time effort and expecting everything to fall into place. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel or what the world is doing. There will be times when the road gets hard. There will be times when you feel like quitting, when the rewards seem distant and the progress seems slow. But those are the moments that matter the most. Those are the moments when your commitment is tested. Commitment isn't about the easy days. It's about those challenging moments when everything inside you tells you to give up. It's about holding on even when the rewards aren't immediate, when the returns don't come fast enough, and when you can't see the finish line. You don't commit to something for instant gratification. You commit to the long-term results, the growth, and the personal development that come from pushing through. You have to develop the mindset that no matter what happens, you won't quit. You won't abandon the goal because it's hard, or because other people are telling you to take a shortcut, or because you don't see instant results. The truly successful individuals are the ones who stay committed to their vision, their work, and their craft, even when it's difficult. They keep moving forward because they know that real achievement doesn't come from doing things half-heartedly. It comes from putting in the work, no matter how long it takes. So when the going gets tough, when you're faced with challenges, and when the world seems to be moving at a faster pace than you're comfortable with, remember this. Success isn't about how fast you get there. It's about your willingness to stay committed. It's about the decisions you make every single day to stay the course, to keep learning, to keep improving, and to keep going, no matter what. Building your foundation is one of the most critical aspects of success. You can't build a skyscraper on a weak foundation. and you can't expect your life or business to thrive if you haven't solidified the basics. Too many people get caught up in chasing the dream, trying to build the tallest tower without taking the time to lay down a strong, solid base first. It doesn't matter how high you want to go if the ground beneath you isn't stable. Without a firm foundation, everything you build will eventually crumble. Start with the basics: your values, your work ethic, and your habit. If you don't have discipline, self-awareness, and the ability to focus, nothing you do will have long-term value. You need to develop a mindset of integrity, hard work, and persistence. These aren't things that happen overnight. They come from consistently doing the right things, even when no one is watching. You must learn how to develop good habits, how to be patient with the process, and how to keep moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. Think of it like this: you're laying bricks each and every day. It might not seem like much at first, but over time, those small daily efforts will build something much larger. If you rush the process, skip steps, or try to take shortcuts, you'll only end up with a weak structure that will collapse under pressure. Building your foundation takes time, but it's worth every minute you put into it. It requires focus and consistency, but when you take the time to do it right, you'll have a structure that can weather any storm. The most successful people didn't get to the top by accident. They laid the groundwork step by step, brick by brick, making sure they had a firm foundation to support their dreams. They didn't skip over the fundamentals, because they understood that without them, there would be nothing to build on. Your foundation is the part that supports you when things get tough, the part that keeps you grounded when the world around you is in chaos. So take the time to build a solid foundation. Focus on what truly matters: your character, your work ethic, and your discipline. Make sure your personal and professional life is grounded in values that will hold up over time. The higher you want to go, the stronger your foundation needs to be. The investment you make in it now will pay dividends down the road. And when the inevitable challenges come, you'll be ready, because your foundation will be rock solid, built to last. Discipline is the key to getting things done, no matter how tempting the distractions may be. We live in a world full of noise, constant distractions that pull us away from our goals. Every day, we're bombarded with emails, social media, phone calls, and endless sources of entertainment that try to steal our attention. It's easy to get sidetracked and waste time on things that don't move us forward. But here's the truth: if you want to achieve something significant, you need to cultivate the discipline to stay focused, even when the world around you is pulling you in every direction. Discipline is the ability to keep doing the right things, even when it's not easy or fun. It's about having the strength to say no to the things that don't serve you, so that you can say yes to the things that matter most. When you're disciplined, you don't give in to the momentary pleasure of distractions. You recognize them for what they are: temporary distractions that take you further away from your goal. Instead, you stay committed to your tasks, even when it's difficult, because you understand the importance of the long-term rewards. The key is developing the habit of discipline. It's not something you're born with, it's something you create through consistent action. Every time you choose to stay focused, even when it's hard, you're strengthening your discipline. It's like building a muscle. Every time you resist the pull of distractions, you get stronger. And over time, this strength will carry you to new levels of success. You'll find that your ability to focus becomes sharper, your productivity increases, and you start making significant progress toward your goals. Discipline doesn't mean that you're rigid or inflexible. It means that you understand the value of your time and energy. It means that you prioritize your goals and protect your focus from anything that threatens to derail you. Distractions are inevitable. We all face them. But the disciplined person doesn't let them control their life. Instead, they control their actions, and that's what makes all the difference. Remember, success isn't about being busy, it's about being productive. And productivity doesn't come from jumping from one distraction to the next. It comes from having the discipline to stick to what truly matters, to stay focused on your goals, and to avoid the things that waste your time. If you can master the art of discipline over distraction, you'll be well on your way to achieving the success you've always dreamed of. Mastering your craft is not an option, it's a necessity if you want to rise above mediocrity and truly achieve success. Anyone can start something, but very few are willing to dedicate themselves to mastering it. Whether it's a business, a skill, or a particular field of knowledge, true mastery comes only from consistent, focused effort over time. You can't expect to become great at something by simply dabbling in it or doing it when it's convenient. Mastery requires you to commit to continual learning, improvement, and practice, day in and day out. Mastery is about being relentless in your pursuit of excellence. It means that you wake up every day with a hunger to get better, to refine your skills, and to push your limits. It's about striving for perfection, not for the sake of perfection itself, but because you know that the process of improving is what leads to real achievement. People who master their craft don't settle for good enough. They push beyond the ordinary, the average, and the status quo. They understand that greatness is a product of persistent effort and dedication, not luck or shortcuts. The difference between someone who's good and someone who's great is that great people have put in the time to master the fundamentals. They've spent hours refining their technique, learning from their mistakes, and studying the work of others who have achieved what they want to achieve. Mastery isn't about being a jack of all trades. It's about becoming exceptional at one thing, honing it until you can do it better than anyone else. And when you master your craft, you separate yourself from the crowd. People take notice because they see the excellence in your work. You can't rush mastery. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to fail along the way. But each failure is a lesson. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow. The key is consistency, doing the work every day, even when it's tough, even when you don't feel like it, and even when no one is watching. The road to mastery is paved with repetition, but it's in that repetition that true greatness is forged. So commit to becoming the best at what you do. Don't settle for being average. Put in the hours, learn from others, and never stop refining your skills. The more time you invest in mastering your craft, the more it will pay off in the long run. The journey of mastery is not easy, but it is always worth it. When you master your craft, you become irreplaceable, and your work speaks for itself. Resilience is the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who quit before they ever get close. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going smoothly, when the wind is at your back and success feels like it's just around the corner. But real progress, the kind that leads to lasting success, comes when you're faced with adversity, when the road gets tough, and when obstacles seem insurmountable. The key is having the resilience to keep going even when things aren't going your way. There's no such thing as a smooth journey to success. If you think that success comes without setbacks, failures, and challenges, then you're not really prepared for the path ahead. Life will throw curveballs at you. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when you question your ability, and when the weight of your dreams feels like too much to carry. But resilience is what allows you to press on, to rise above the setbacks, and keep moving forward despite the odds. It's important to understand that resilience isn't about avoiding failure or pain. It's about how you respond to those challenges. It's about developing the mindset that no matter how hard it gets, you're not going to quit. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to get up one more time than you fall down. It's about learning from your mistakes, adjusting your approach, and trying again with more wisdom than you had before. Those who are resilient understand that failure is not the end of the road, but just a detour. It's a part of the process, a necessary stepping stone on the path to success. They know that the tough times are when the real growth happens. You don't build strength by avoiding challenges. You build it by facing them head on and pushing through, no matter how difficult it may seem. So when the tough times come, and they will, remember that resilience is your greatest asset. It's what will carry you through the storm, what will keep you going when everyone else has given up. It's not about how hard you fall, it's about how hard you get back up and continue on your journey. The more resilient you are, the stronger you become, and the closer you get to achieving your goals. Don't shy away from adversity. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your success. Seeking validation is like chasing an illusion. It feels good in the moment when someone gives you a compliment or tells you that you're on the right track, but it doesn't last. The truth is, if you rely on the approval of others to feel good about yourself, you're giving away your power. Validation from the outside world is fleeting. It's based on the opinions of others, and those opinions can change in an instant. Real success comes when you stop looking for that external validation and start finding your worth from within. When you're constantly seeking validation, you're giving control over your emotions and self-worth to others. You'll never feel truly fulfilled because you're waiting for someone else to tell you that you're doing a good job. But what happens when no one notices your effort, or when people criticize you instead of applauding you? If your sense of self-worth is based on what others think, then you're in for an emotional roller coaster. You're subject to their opinions, their judgments, and their changing mood. Instead, focus on validating yourself. Be proud of the work you're doing, not because someone else recognizes it, but because you know it's leading you in the right direction. When you develop the ability to stand tall on your own, when you can look at yourself in the mirror and know you're giving your best, you no longer need others to tell you you're on the right path. You become your own biggest fan. The real satisfaction comes from knowing that you're progressing, that you're learning, and that you're improving, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks. The people who are truly successful aren't the ones who seek constant applause. They're the ones who do the work because they understand that success is a personal journey. They are driven by an internal compass, not the fleeting praise of others. They know that if they keep moving forward, keep improving, and keep staying true to themselves, the results will eventually speak for themselves. You don't need someone else's approval to do your best work, and you don't need external validation to know you're on the right track. When you stop seeking validation from others, you free yourself to do your best work without being distracted by the opinions of others. You become unstoppable. Talk is cheap. It's easy to say all the right things, to talk about your plans, your ambitions, your goals. But what really matters, what truly separates the dreamers from the doers, is action. You can talk about what you're going to do all day long, but if you don't take consistent, purposeful action, your words mean nothing. The world doesn't care about your intentions. It cares about your results, and results don't come from talk. They come from action. You see, anyone can make promises, set goals, and declare their big plans. But those who actually achieve greatness are the ones who get to work. They know that success is built on the foundation of small, deliberate actions taken over time. It's not about how many times you talk about your goals. It's about how many times you get up and take the steps necessary to reach them. Every day that you show up and do the work, you're building the life and success you've envisioned. And with each action, you demonstrate your commitment to your goals, proving to yourself and to the world that you're serious about your ambitions. When you focus on action, you stop wasting time on unnecessary conversations and distractions. You stop looking for approval and you stop explaining yourself. The more you focus on doing the work, the less you need to talk about it. Let your actions speak for themselves. Every task you complete, every small step you take, adds up. Over time, these actions compound, leading to bigger results and greater achievements. And don't be discouraged if you don't see instant results. The most successful people aren't the ones who saw immediate payoff. They're the ones who took action over and over again, even when progress seemed slow. Consistency is key. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and keep taking the necessary steps towards your goal. Eventually, your actions will build the momentum that propels you forward. The key to success is not just talking about what you'll do, it's about doing it. So stop waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, or the ideal condition. Stop talking about what you want to achieve and start making it happen. The world doesn't need your plans, it needs your results. Let your actions be the loudest message you send to the world. The more you act, the more you prove your worth, and the closer you get to turning your dreams into reality. Having a long-term vision is one of the most powerful things you can do for your success. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of day-to-day life, the distractions, the quick fixes, the instant gratification. But if you want to build something meaningful, something that lasts, you need to look beyond the short term and focus on where you're going in the future. A long-term vision is about understanding that true success doesn't come from immediate results or fast wins. It's the result of a series of small decisions and actions taken over a period of time. The biggest mistake people make is focusing too much on the present, on the things that are right in front of them, without taking the time to look at the bigger picture. The truth is, success is a marathon, not a sprint. If you want to build something great, you need to keep your eyes on the future while still putting in the hard work today. A long-term vision is what will keep you going when things get tough. It's the belief that even when you can't see the immediate results of your efforts, you're still heading in the right direction. It's about having the patience and discipline to keep going, knowing that each step is a part of the bigger journey. There will be days when the progress seems slow, and there will be setbacks along the way, but with a long-term vision, you can stay focused on the end goal. You can remind yourself that success is built over time, not over. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go, it makes the journey much more meaningful. You start to make better decisions because you're thinking ahead. Every action you take, every habit you build, every skill you develop, these things are part of your long-term plan. They all add up. You're not just focused on getting results today, you're laying the groundwork for future success. And when you keep your long-term vision in mind, even the setbacks, the failures, and the tough times become part of the process. They're not the end. They're just obstacles you need to overcome to get closer to your ultimate goal. A lot of people give up too soon because they don't see immediate results. They get frustrated when they don't get the validation or recognition they think they deserve. But those who achieve true success understand that it takes time. They have the vision to see beyond today's challenges and the patience to stay the course. The key is to keep your focus on where you want to go, not on how far you are from it today. In the end, your long-term vision is what will pull you through the tough times. It's what will guide your decisions, fuel your actions, and give you the strength to keep going when you feel like quitting. So take the time to build that vision. Make it clear, and most importantly, stay committed to it. The journey might not always be easy, but if you can keep your eyes on the bigger picture, the rewards will be worth it. Self-confidence isn't something you can borrow from someone else. It's not something that comes from accolades or compliments. It doesn't come from the approval of others or from being in the spotlight. True self-confidence comes from within. It's built on a solid foundation of belief in your own abilities, your decisions, and your potential. If you're constantly looking for validation from the outside world, you'll never find the deep, lasting confidence that you need to achieve your goals. Self-confidence begins with self-awareness. It's about understanding who you are and what you're capable of. You have to take a hard look at yourself and realize that you are enough, just as you are, with all your strengths and weaknesses. It's about knowing that you're worthy of success and that you have everything you need to make your dreams a reality. When you have a clear sense of who you are, it becomes easier to trust yourself and your judgment. You stop second-guessing your decisions and doubting your worth. Instead, you start to believe in yourself, your abilities, and your capacity to overcome any challenges that come your way. The truth is, confidence is not something that just happens. It's a muscle that you have to build over time. Every time you push yourself outside your comfort zone, every time you face a challenge and rise to meet it, you're building your confidence. You'll face obstacles, you'll make mistakes, and you'll encounter setbacks, but that's part of the process. Each time you get back up and keep going, you add a layer of confidence to your foundation. It's this ability to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep learning that builds real, lasting confidence. You don't need the world to tell you that you can succeed. You don't need other people's approval to know that you're capable. When you develop confidence from within, you realize that the only validation you need is your own. You know that you have the ability to achieve your goals regardless of the opinions of others. The people who succeed aren't the ones who wait for the world to affirm them. They're the ones who affirm themselves first. They trust their abilities, trust their decisions, and trust that with enough persistence, they can accomplish anything they set their mind to. Self-confidence also means being able to handle failure and criticism. It's easy to feel good about yourself when everything is going right, but true confidence is tested when things go wrong. When you're confident in yourself, you understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a part of the journey. You know that mistakes don't define you, they refine you. And every failure is an opportunity to grow and improve. When you view setbacks as lessons instead of defeats, you strengthen your confidence even further. You realize that you are not defined by your failures, but by your ability to get back up, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. Self-confidence also requires a mindset of resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to become discouraged when things don't go your way. But resilient people don't let failures, disappointments, or setbacks shake their belief in themselves. They understand that confidence is not about never facing adversity. It's about having the strength and determination to face it head on and keep going. Every time you persevere through difficulty, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. That in turn builds more self-confidence. True self-confidence is not about being perfect. It's not about always having the answers or never making mistakes. It's about believing in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. It's about trusting in your capacity to grow, to learn, and to get better. When you have this kind of confidence, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for others to give you permission to succeed. You stop needing validation. Instead, you start trusting in yourself and your own abilities. You start taking action with conviction, knowing that you have what it takes to achieve your goals. So stop looking for your confidence outside of yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough. Build your confidence from within by believing in yourself, your abilities, and your capacity to succeed. The more you trust yourself, the stronger your confidence will become. And when that confidence is solid, nothing can stand in your way.